Good morning, everyone. With a thumbs up, can I please get a thumbs up? Sorry, can I get a thumbs up for if you can hear me? Can everybody hear me? Am I audible for everyone? Kathleen, are you able to hear me? Am I audible? All right. So good morning once again, everyone. My name is Grace Kashivena, and I'll be taking you through our last cybersecurity awareness session for the quarter of the year. Thank you for joining us today. Let me just quickly start. All right. So for today's session, we will be looking at building resistance, immunity to phishing attacks and threats. We'll also take a look at a quick recap of the last session that we did, which was session 7. And then we'll look at advanced phishing techniques. What is your digital identity? And how you should actually be cautious and take the necessary precautions and make the necessary changes to make sure that your digital identity presents who you currently are. And also we'll be taking a quick look at resilience, how to build resilience, how you can be resilient online. But before we get started, since it's been a minute since we've had this session, I just want us to refresh with the purpose of the cybersecurity awareness training session and the raising plan that was implemented by the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology in collaboration with South Essential IT. So I'll play a quick video of the minister just to refresh our memory, some of us that haven't been on our sessions for a minute. All right.
With the evolution of information communication technologies, Namibia as a developing country is no exception to cyber attacks and cybercrime. The growing cyber attacks jeopardize the purpose of digital participation and connectivity, as well as the integrity of Namibia's critical infrastructure. The Namibian government seeks to build a cyber-resilient nation. Hence, in line with cabinet endorsement, the Ministry of Information Communication Technology developed the National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness Raising Plan. The purpose of the awareness creation is to empower the nation's citizens with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions when faced with potential cybercriminal activities, whether in general or at the workplace. The national document is a step towards building cybersecurity resilience and digital security to enable an innovative Namibia and attainment of social and economic growth. With this plan, the nation is prepared to respond effectively to the threats or attacks on network systems and services. Namibia will reap benefits economic opportunity presented by the use of ICTs on the condition that the country's citizens are ready, capable, and vigilant against the threats that include phishing attacks, ransomware, cyberbullying, and child online vulnerability. The National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness Raising Plan helps to safeguard the citizens' privacy, educate and create awareness to safeguard the national critical information infrastructure, as well as ensure collaboration on cybersecurity to continuously improve the safety of vulnerable groups in the cyberspace. The scourge of cybercrime has the potential to negatively impact the nation's ability to achieve its developmental objectives. Namibia has encountered a rise in incidents of misuse of available internet platforms by criminals to carry out cyber attacks. These growing cyber threats disturb the purpose of digital participation and connectivity, as well as the integrity of our national critical information infrastructure. It is for these reasons that the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, in collaboration with Southern Central Information Technology, is hosting a series of awareness creation sessions for the Namibian nation. I therefore urge you all to join the ministry and South Essentials efforts to participate in the sessions in order to be equipped with the necessary skills in order to be safe on the internet, protect our nation's critical infrastructure, and make informed decisions should you fall victim or help those who fall victims to cyber attacks.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the purpose of our cybersecurity session. Although this is our last session for this quarter, we have more starting, I think, in August, if I'm not mistaken, but we will announce the new dates on all social media platforms. So please be alert, be on the lookout, especially if you have missed out on most of the sessions. Please attend. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to make sure that you are well equipped with what is out there, what are the dangers that are out there, what are the threats and that are out there, and how you can protect you and your family, and also your work environment. All right. So to get started, we'll take for those of you that just joined us, we are looking at building resistance today, resistance or immunity to phishing threats and attacks. And we'll look at a recap of last week's session or the session before that. We spoke about how to know if you have been phished. What are those signs to know that you have been phished? For those of you that don't know, phishing is when you receive an email from a fraudulent, from a criminal, from a cyber criminal, without knowing who the person is. Maybe the person the person is impersonating somebody else. So you thinking that maybe you know this person, you click on that link, and that link takes you to a malicious software. So that's what phishing is, just in layman terms. That's what phishing is. So what are the signs to know if you've been phished? You clicked a suspicious link or downloaded an unexpected attachment. You entered personal information like your password, your ID number, or bank details on a strange or fake looking website. Also, your accounts are acting weird. Your password no longer works, or you see unfamiliar activity. That could be a sign of a phish. You receive security alerts about login attempts from unknown devices or locations. Another sign to know that if you've been phished is that when friends say they got strange messages from you, like a Facebook friend request and so forth, that could be a sign that you've been phished. Or they've received an email, they're saying they received an email from you, but you know you haven't sent an email to them. That could be a sign that you have been phished or your email has been phished. What to do if you think you've been phished? Change your passwords immediately. Enable two-factor authentication, MFA. Contact your bank. For example, if you feel like your financial account has been compromised, contact your bank. If you gave out personal information, contact your bank immediately so they either block your card or freeze your account so no further damage can be done to your account. Scan your device for malware. For example, if you've clicked on a malicious link or you've downloaded an attachment, a malicious attachment, scan your device for malware or viruses, or hand it over to your IT department, report it to your IT department or a cybersecurity platform like iSecure.na in Namibia, and then we or the people operating that website can help you or can give you more guidelines on how to protect yourself. All right, so like we say always, you are the last line of defense. The work lies with you to make sure that you have created strong and unique passwords, to make sure that you don't click on any link or open a downloaded attachment or download any attachments that may be suspicious, and not accept any friend requests from people that you don't know. So you are the last line of defense. All right, so looking at today's topic is advanced phishing techniques. We'll be looking at content injection, which is also referred to as content spoofing or virtual defacement. It's an attack targeting a user made possible by an injection vulnerability in a web application. Also, another phishing technique, advanced phishing technique, is low-cost products and services. Content injection. This method of phishing involves changing a portion of the page content on a reliable website. When users click on this misleading content, they are directed or redirected to a malicious page and asked to enter personal information. Low-cost products and services. Some phishers use search engines to direct users to sites that allegedly offer products or services at very low cost. When visiting these sites, users will be urged to enter their credit card details to purchase a product or service. An example of this type of phishing is a fraudulent bank website that offers personal loans at exceptionally low interest rates. Another advanced phishing techniques is homoglophs. This is when some phishers take advantage of the likeness of character scripts to register counterfeit domains using Cyrillic characters. The domain will appear correct to the naked eye and users will be led to believe that it's legitimate. Do not click on the link. Type out the URL. For example, if you received an email that you don't usually receive from your bank, make sure that you check out that domain name completely. Is it standardbank.com.na or is it having a O instead of an A, and all of these things? So always make sure before you click. If you're not sure, type out the URL yourself in the web browser. Another advanced phishing technique is money mule scams. In this phishing technique method, targets are mostly lured in through social media and promised money if they allow the fraudster to pass money through their bank account. Another advanced phishing technique is file hosting applications. Hackers take advantage of file hosting and sharing applications such as Dropbox and Google Drive by uploading files that contain malicious content or URLs. When these files are shared with the target user, the user will receive a legitimate email via the app's notification system. The unsuspecting user then opens the file and might unknowingly fall victim to the installation of malware. And lastly, an advanced phishing technique that is common also is sextortion. This form of phishing has a blackmail element to it. Targeted users receive an email wherein the sender claims to possess proof of them engaging in intimate acts. The sender then often demands payment in some form of cryptocurrency to ensure that the alleged evidence doesn't get released to the target's friends and family. All right, so those are the advanced phishing techniques. The most common one is the money mule scam, which, like we said earlier, is when a criminal trick or recruits someone to transfer stolen money on their behalf, often unknowingly. This makes the person or the mule part of a money laundering scheme. So how it works is that the scammers steal money through hacking, phishing, or fraud. They ask you, the mule, to receive the money into your bank account. Then they tell you to send it to someone else, usually in another country, and let you keep a small commission. Do not fall for this types of demands or types of scams, because you will be implicated in a money laundering scam, especially if the police has a case on this. So how to avoid a money mule scam? Never use your bank account or open one in your name to transfer money for an employer or anybody. Never pay to collect a price or move any money out of your winnings. And never send money to an online love interest, even if he or she sends you a check first. All right, so basically, that is what money mule scam is. So we also have scams like romance, inheritance, and immigration fishes. For example, the romance scam is when scammers pretend to be in love with you. Usually you find these people on dating apps. They pretend to be in love with you to gain your trust, and then they steal your money. Usually they ask you, they build trust. It can even go on for years. They try and build your trust, and then they ask you to send money to a certain account, or even just scamming you by sending you links and attachments and so forth. So that's what my romance scams are. So the red flags to avoid a romance scam: if they avoid video calls or meeting you in person, that could be that should make you suspicious. They ask you to send money, gift cards, or cryptocurrency. That should be suspicious. Nobody that is in love with you or that is really having the best intentions for you will be asking you for money. Their story seems dramatic or too perfect. For example, they're telling you that they're stuck somewhere and they need this amount of money. They don't have access to their bank and so forth. If they have dramatic stories or they seem too perfect or too good to be true, then it must be suspicious to you, and don't act and give money or send money to them. And then inheritance scams is when scammers claim you've inherited a large amount of money from a distant relative or stranger. And immigration scams, this is when scammers pose as immigration officials or agents to steal money or personal information. This one is a very, very critical one because, especially with the high unemployment rate in Namibia, people are very desperate, searching for greener pastures, and they see this, websites, immigration websites where you can easily go to another country and you can get a job immediately and all of these things. All you need to do is just send a certain amount. They will do your application visa. They'll do your visa for you and all of these things. These are things that we need to be very careful of. Verify the legitimacy of these websites. Don't be sending money to people you don't know. Rather inquire with our immigration officers, which is the Home Affairs, to make sure that they that they do your visa for you rather than you doing it through certain agents or certain people. And also, this type of scams can lead you to, human trafficking. Some countries are very high with the the rate is so high with human trafficking or sex trafficking and so forth. You might be lured into a country, or just for you to go work as a sex worker or as a slave or something. So always be careful, be very cautious, and communicate this, especially if you have received a email from an agent, an immigration office, or so forth. Share with your family and friends so they help you also do the necessary research. All right. So basically, that is what romance, inheritance, and immigration scams are all about. Right now, we'll be looking at a video that explains on what is your digital identity. So bear with me as I share video.
Information about you that exists. What is digital identity? A digital identity is the compilation of information about you that exists online. Your digital identity includes anything online that is associated with your name, such as social media posts, interactions, articles, publications, institutional affiliations, and more. Our digital identities are created by how we present ourselves and how we are seen by others in both personal and professional settings. But why is understanding digital identity important? Who we are online gives others insight into who we are in real life. This leads us to make assumptions about people even if we have never met them in person. How do we create a digital identity? Step 1. Google yourself. The first step to creating your digital identity is to realize that if you engage online, you likely already have one. Take inventory of how you appear online by Googling yourself or looking at past social media posts and interactions. Ask yourself, does this digital image represent who I am right now? Are these profiles active and do I want to change them? Why do I want to use this social account? And what are my goals for my digital identity? Step 2. Set goals. The next step for creating your digital identity is to understand your goals. Do you want your digital identity to represent your professional aspirations or your personal and social aims? Someone marketing themselves as an academic or business professional may have different goals and a different digital identity than a comedian, an artist, or a teacher. Do all your social accounts align with the same goal and persona? What are future employers seeing when they Google your name? Think about whether your online presence is hindering any personal or professional aims. Decide on a goal and stay consistent across your platforms. Step 3. Be authentic. Your digital identity should ultimately reflect who you are offline, whether this is your personal or professional life. Being authentic will help you maintain a consistent image across platforms. Are digital identities always authentic? Well, authenticity is important. What we see online does not always reflect how a person is in the real world. Keep in mind that a digital identity is a curated image of a person that does not always reflect their whole self. The online world can even contain false identities that differ drastically from who the people behind them really are. Our digital identity can affect the interactions, opportunities, and reputation we have in the real world. When creating your digital identity, it is important to take inventory of your online past, define your goals, and present yourself authentically across all platforms. Need more help? Email, chat, or drop by.
All right, so basically that is what digital identity is who you are online. How are you um how are you on the outside world when it comes to your digital identity? It's a one-on-one relationship between a human and their digital presence. A digital presence can consist of multiple accounts, credentials, and entitlements associated with an individual. Digital identities note the presence of individuals or entities within applications, network, on-premises systems, or cloud environments. So at the end of the day, does your digital identity reflect on the person that you are today? You know, who you were 5 years ago is not the same person you are today. So we need to make sure that our digital identity aligns with our goals, aligns with who we are. You know, I know some companies now fire people if if they have a, if the person has a compromising digital identity. For example, their Facebook account is full of you know funny posts and so forth. So we always need to make sure that our digital, especially if we want to go far in life, or especially if we are aiming to have higher positions, we need to make sure that our digital presence aligns with our goals and with who we are today. All right. So yes, it is important to take inventory of who you are online, be it your social media, be it your LinkedIn. Some people are more professional on LinkedIn, but on Facebook and on all the other platforms, they are a bit wild. They're sharing their wild videos in the clubs and so forth. So take inventory of who you are on the digital platform. Define your goals and present yourself authentically across all platforms. Right. So how do you build resistance and immunity? By being in a team, playing in a team. Create WhatsApp groups or or teams on Microsoft Teams, just to alert the rest of your friends or your family or your colleagues on what are the dangers that are out there and how they can build resistance or resilience. And also being mindful of what is out there, making sure that you know each and every threat. So we cannot memorize all the threats, but just making sure that you're always alert. And also taking ownership of bear with me. Your IT department will not always be there to save you, so the ultimate responsibility lies with you. Practice mindfulness by reading the entire email. For example, if you received an email from an unknown person, read the entire email. Do not react immediately. Verify or confer with your IT department. All right, so in this quick video, I'll just play a quick video that's showing how teamwork works and playing as a team will really help you in the long run. So bear with me as I share this video. So as funny as that video is, it's playing as a team or being in a team is very crucial for success and requiring effective resilience when it comes to cyber threats. Cybersecurity threats are complex and faceted, requiring a collaborative approach where team members with different skills and perspectives can work together to find solutions is very important and crucial for the company in the long run. Shared understanding of the security goals. A lot of companies now are taking charge of the cybersecurity awareness sessions. They're teaching their employees on what are the dangers that are out there and how they can protect themselves, because it only takes a matter of seconds for you clicking on a link and you can jeopardize the whole company network. Being as a team is very important. Don't isolate yourself especially if you have received, if you think you've fallen victim to cybercrime. Don't isolate yourself. Let the next person know so they can help you on the next steps to take. All right. All right. So we have basically come to the end of our session for today. But before we close off, I would like us to do this quick team activity together. You've received this email. What to do if you've received this type of email? What to do if you have received this type of email? Anybody, even in the chats? By a raise of hand, you've received this type of email. What do you do? Okay, I'll go. Don't open and delete immediately. Disconnect your computer from any network. Scan your entire system, especially if you have clicked on the attachment. But if you haven't clicked on the attachment, delete the email. Before you delete it, report it and report it as a spam and delete it and block the sender so they don't send you emails further in the future. Yes. Michaela says in the chat, report it to my IT department, check the domain. Yes. Always, always verify, especially if an email looks very suspicious like this. It's very suspicious, even the way it was structured. Right? Don't open any attachment. Rasta says, don't open any attachment or click on the links attached. Yes. Yes, thank you, Rastus. Michaela also says yes, mark as a spam. All right. So basically, like I said, we've come to the end of our session. Please report any threats or any attacks that you may have received or that seem suspicious so we can share it with the next person, alert the next person. We have a threat and alert email, the one you see here, threat alert at salt.na. I can also share the link directly where you can report it. Please check in your chats. It takes you directly to that site where you can report any threats or attacks that you have received. Also, please connect with us on all social media platforms, SALT Essential IT, including the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. We are on all social media platforms, so please report or look out for any tips and information on our social media platforms, especially for the next session, for the next quarter of cybersecurity awareness training sessions, which will be starting either in August or September, I'm not quite sure, but please be on the lookout for the dates. Also, please make use of our iSecure WhatsApp bot. This bot helps you. This bot helps you with guidelines of information. It's an interactive bot. You can send it any information, and then it will send you quick guidelines on how to fix it, how to fix your problem. The number is 085. I'm going to put it in the chat for those of you that can't scan. It's 085 173 2873. 085 173 2873. Also, thank you for everyone who attended all 8 of our cybersecurity awareness sessions this quarter. Your active participation, your engagement in the activities, and also the great test scores are truly commendable. For those who couldn't join every session, we encourage you to review the notes that we have shared and familiarize yourself with the various cybersecurity threats we've covered. Stay informed. You are the last line of defense. Please scan this QR code for this test, for the session 8 test. Also, I'm going to share the link to the test for those of you that can't scan in the chat. Please take part. It's for your own good, just so you test your knowledge of what you've learned, and maybe you need to learn more. So I've shared the link in the chat, sorry. So let's continue working together to build a secure and safe digital environment for all. Let us make Namibia, cyber healthy. Inform your family members of what you've learned. Share the links and the things that we're sharing with you with them. So we can use this session for a Q&A. I am seeing the love from my colleagues in the chat, Michaela and Kathleen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the love. It is my birthday. Thank you. So anyway, are there any questions, comments before we close off our session for today? Thank you, Kenzie. Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Thank you, C4. Miss Linda, welcome.
Yes, no, Grace, I couldn't speak earlier, but happy birthday to you and thank you for the session. How could you work on your birthday?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Miss Linda.
thank you everybody for joining us today. Today was our last session. It's been a journey. We are striving to build a cyber resilient nation, and we would want you to impart the knowledge that you have acquired here with your family members. We can have laws and good policies, but then in the end of the day, if the people that are clicking are not educated, we are defeating the purpose. So let's stay work on the cyberspace. Be mindful of what you share. Be mindful of who you are contacting, who is online. Do not entertain people that are pretending to give you money. If you never entered any competition, why entertain somebody who promises to send you money? So we shall meet you again in the second segment of our session in the middle of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Linda. Thank you. All right. So if there's no comments or questions from the floor, thank you very much, everyone, again for joining us. We will see you in our next second session for the year. Please stay alert, question any suspicious activity, and always think before you click. Together, we can build a safer digital Namibia, as Ms. Linda said. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Friday.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Grace. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Miss Joanna. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.